committee meeting to order. We do have member DeCiani. There's been a request to allow remote participation from member DeCiani. I'm not sure if member Covert is going to be seeking remote participation as well. But under Section 7 of the Meetings Act, if a quorum of the members of a public body is physically present as required by Section 2.10, a majority of the public body may allow a member of that body to attend the meeting by other means if the member is prevented from physically attending because of personal illness or disability, employment purposes, or a family emergency. So we have possibly member Colbert with the family emergency and member DeCiani with work issues. So is there a motion to allow? Thank you. All those in favor? Opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Thank you. Can we have a roll call, please?
Member Chaplin.
Here.
Member Chavez. Member Covert. Member Desar. Member DeCiani.
Here.
Member Eckhoff. Member Garcia. Here. Member Hart.
Here.
Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Member Ozad. Member Pachowski. Member Renahan. Member Rutledge.
Here.
Member Schwarzy. Member Selman. Member Tornatore. And Member Zay.
Okay, thank you. We have a quorum. Do we have any public comment this morning? Okay, no public comment. With that, we move on to Chairwoman Remarks. So I'm happy to report that the county received the second installment of the ARPA funds on June 6th. So that's good news for us. On today's agenda, under finance, we have items on the agenda for Rock Fusco and Connolly LLC to provide continuing legal services as state special attorney. Please, let's keep our comments limited to legal services for today's discussion and finance. Comments about the case will be addressed in the executive session after county board today. I'd also like to remind everyone that we have a special call this afternoon at 1 p.m. And with that, I would like to move on to the approval of minutes from the May 24th, 2022 Finance Committee meeting. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
The motion by member Garcia, a second by member Rutledge. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? The motion carries. Next, we have item 6, budget transfers. Can I have a motion to approve FIR 024222 budget transfers from 6/14/22 various counties and various companies and accounting units?
So moved.
The motion by member Garcia, second by member Rutledge. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? The motion carries. Next, we move on to procurement requisitions under finance. Member Krajewski.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move on change order FIP 0027A-22 recommendation for approval and amendment to the resolution FIP 0027-22 for a change order amending purchase order 5607-0001 issued to Rock Fusco Connolly LLC to provide continued legal services as our special assistant state's attorney in an additional amount not to exceed $150,000.
Okay, I have a motion by member Krajewski, a second by member Tornatore, and I see member Pachowski.
I'd be much more comfortable if this was all in closed session because we're voting on fees and expert fees, and then we're going to discuss it in closed session. I'm all for that, but it just seems to me in these types of things, is it appropriate for me to ask? It includes attorney's fees and expert fees. Can we discuss in open session how much is for the attorney's fees and how much are the expert fees? Because they were not just mentioned out.
Yes, I'm looking at our Connor and Lisa. We can address the legal services, just not the details of the case. Is that correct?
That's correct, but we can differentiate between expert and legal fees in executive session as well.
I'm just saying, I would hope in the future, maybe I'm the only board member, but I would much rather see this in closed session where I could ask questions and then deal with, and if we got rise out of closed session, then we vote on it, than putting the cart before the horse. I'm all for properly funding money for litigation, and I'm sure this is justified. I'm just uncomfortable with both of these requests, the way they were placed on the agenda. Doesn't mean I'm not supporting them. I just wish we would have done it in closed session, then we rise out of closed session, and after we've had a full discussion and full explanation, vote on it then. I will vote for this now, but it's something I feel is something we should address later on.
Thank you, Member Chesky. And I think Member Desart, go ahead, please.
I do. I'd like to address that, Member Pachelsky. I had the exact same concerns as you do. And I actually had phone calls over the weekend about this item. And I plan to approve this out of finance session today. And then during county board, I plan to make a motion to table this until after our executive session discussion.
Right, so we would, Member Desart's going to move to have this item placed after executive session and county board to vote on, but
My question was, can you tell me what is for expert fees and how much are the regular attorney's fees? Because in the decisional memo and everything else, it wasn't differentiated. If you're able to give me those numbers.
I can. Right now, the expert fees are approximately 60,000 plus. And the way it's been run is that Fiscal's been advancing those fees and costs and then passing the bill on to us.
thank you, Member Chesky. Member Zay?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just don't understand why we don't have executive session in finance to discuss this. Why I had to wait to the end of county board? Wouldn't it be, get the discussion, then we would have all the information, vote on it, and at county board would be a lot easier.
I understand we typically bring it before the county board, but either way, as Member Desart has indicated, I think that would work too. So all the questions can be answered at the time of executive session.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, seeing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Member Krajewski?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move on change order amendment to purchase order 4139-0001 issued to Rock Fiscal Connolly LLC to provide legal services to special states assistant state's attorney to extend the contract through November 30th, 2022.
Have a motion by Member Krajewski, a second by Member Zay. Any discussion? Member Chesky?
This is done because of a conflict. I was curious, are we able to discuss what the conflict was? I'm just curious. There was two deputies and I guess we only represent one. There's a conflict with the other. Are we able to discuss that now or should we hold it for closed session?
We should probably wait till closed session
That's
as well,
fine.
but it is between
Aye.
the two deputies.
Thank you, Member Chesky. Any other questions? Okay, seeing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Member Krajewski?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move on FIP 0192-22, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to CH Advisors, Inc. to conduct a disparity study analysis for the period June 14th, 2022 through November 30th, 2023. Total not to exceed 209,000 ARPA item.
I have a motion by Member Krajewski, a second by Member Desart, and Member Chesky. Go ahead and ask your question.
On a roll today. I looked at this contract and I read it so many times and all I see is $692,281. So I then called staff. I guess we are piggybacking with Cook County and our contract, because everything I have says Commissioner of Cook County. I just want to clarify, this contract is with Cook County Commissioners and we are only paying $209,000. And the other contract, which says Board of Commissioners Cook County, is for their diversity study. Is that not a correct statement?
Yeah, thank you, Nick.
Yeah, this contract, you're right. We piggybacked off of the Cook County contract. Their contract is much more than ours. We are only spending $209,000 and our contract is directly with the CH Advisors, Inc. So $209,000 is our commitment as DuPage County for the disparity study.
And that could take 1 hour or 100 hours, because on our county board thing, all we have is the 209,000. And when you look at the contract, it doesn't set out limitations, time. This is a flat contract, not based on time at all, correct?
We do have, as part of the negotiations, we do have a breakdown of what the tasks that will be completed. If that's not in the packet, we can absolutely provide that to the county board members before county board.
I would think that because I got scheduled compensation and equals 692. I don't see anything where our 209,000 is set out or what we're getting for that. It seems like it's a lot of money. And I understand if there's a benefit to be piggybacked with the Cook County Commissioner's case. I don't know if there is or isn't.
The 692 is.
I understand that.
Is definitely between them, Cook County and CH Advisors.
Yes, but this contract is very long and detailed and to me was somewhat confusing to figure out what are we getting for the two, if you can give me that information. I'd be happy
Absolutely,
if I would like that.
absolutely. We'll give you a breakdown.
This contract hasn't started yet, correct?
It has not started yet.
Okay, 'cause
Absolutely not.
The Cook County contract started 2 years ago, April of, so they're 2 years ahead of us. Okay, but never mind, thank you.
Okay,
Keep going, Donnie, you're doing good.
thank you, Member Wachowski. Do we have any other questions? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Thank you, Member Krajewski. We move on to Health and Human Services, Member Renahan.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move approval of HHSP 0188-22, recommendation for approval of contract to Prescription Supply, Inc. for secondary pharmaceuticals for in-house for the Care Center, June 19, 2022 through June 18, 2023, not to exceed 60,000.
I have a motion by Member Renahan, a second by Member Desart. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Member Renahan.
I move approval of HHSP 0189-22, recommendation for approval of contract to Cardinal Health, Inc. for purchase of primary pharmaceuticals for inpatient, outpatient pharmacy services for the Care Center, July 1st, 2022 through June 30th, 2023, not to exceed 2.4 million. This is per MMCAP Infuse.
I have a motion by Member Renahan, a second by Member Desart. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Thank you, Member Renahan. Actually, move on to JPS and we have Member Renahan.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move approval of change order JPSP 0152A-22, recommendation for approval of an amendment to resolution JPSP 0152-22. Issued to LDV Inc. to provide mobile command posts for the sheriff and Merit to provide vehicle for safe, effective, and efficient on-scene operational needs for long-term and complex investigations, increasing the contract by $20,580.
I have a motion by Member Renahan, a second by Member Desart. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Member Renahan.
Thank you. The circuit court clerk has pulled item C2. So moving on to C3, I move approval of JPSP 0177-22, recommendation for approval of contract to Justice Text for the purchase of audiovisual evidence management software licenses, July 1st, 2022 through June 30th, 2023, not to exceed 40,000 for the public defender.
I have a motion by Member Renahan, a second by Member Desart. Any discussion? Oh, Member Garcia, thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Member Renahan.
I move approval of JPSP 0179-22, recommendation for approval of contract to Motorola Solutions for the purchase of 17 WatchGuard in-car camera system evidence storage and support for inmate transport vans for the sheriff, $53,095.
I have a motion by Member Renahan, a second by Member Desart. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Member Renahan.
Thank you. I move to combine items 7, 5, 6, and 7. These are all ARPA items for the circuit court clerk to obtain laptops and computer accessories at the amount of 55,000. They are all dated June 14th, 2022 through June 13th, 2023.
I have a motion by Member Renahan, a second by Member Desart to combine items 5, 6, and 7 under JPS. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Member Renahan.
I move approval of JPSP 0180-22, purchase order to SHI International Corp. JPSP 0181-22, purchase order to Insight Public Sector, and JPSP 0182-22, purchase order to CDW Government, as stated for laptops for the circuit court clerk.
I have a motion by Member Renahan, a second by Member Desart. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Member Renahan.
Moving on to C8, on this, I move to discharge the committee, JPS committee from item JPSP 0193-22, recommendation for approval of contract to Griffin Ford for an amount totaling $66,548 to purchase a 2021 Ford F-250 Super Duty vehicle.
Okay, we have a motion to discharge committee by Member Renahan and a second by Member Desart. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the motion carries.
Thank you. I move approval of JPSP 0193-22, recommendation for approval of contractor Griffin Ford for the purchase of this 2021 Ford F-250 Super Duty vehicle to pull various trailers, including total containment vessels for the sheriff office, not to exceed $66,548.
Have a motion by member Renahan, a second by member Desart. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Thank you, member Renahan. That we move on to Public Works, member Ozog.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I move for approval of FMP 019022, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Tri-Dim Filter Corporation to furnish and deliver HEPA 99.97% filters for the JTK Administration Building for Facilities Management for a total contract amount not to exceed $65,073.75 per lowest responsible bid.
I have a motion by member Ozog, a second by member Desart. Any discussion? Or member Garcia? Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Thank you, member Ozog. We move on to Stormwater, member Zay.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move on SMP 17822. Approval of contract issued in Atlas Engineering for on-call land surveying services, the amount not to exceed $70,000.
We have a motion by member Zay, a second by member Desart. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Thank you, member Zay. We move on to Transportation, member Pachowski.
Morning, Madam Chair. I would move to approve change order DTP 0211 C-19 amendment to a resolution issued to Civil Tech Engineering to provide professional engineering services for improvements to Belmont/Finley Road at Ogden Avenue and Cross Street at Ogden Avenue to extend the contract and increase the funding $57,128.24, resulting in an amended contract of $316,296.04.
I have a motion by member Pachowski, a second by member Desart. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Member
Thank
Pachowski.
you, Madam Chair. I move to approve DTP 0183-22, recommendation for approval of contract to Chicago Testing Laboratory, Inc. for professional geotechnical and materials engineering services upon requested division not to exceed $50,000.
I have a motion by member Pachowski, a second by member Desart. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Member
Thank you,
Pachowski.
Madam Chair. Move to approve DTP 0184-22, recommendation for approval of contract to Superior Asphalt Materials LLC to furnish and deliver UPM bituminous cold patch as needed for contract not to exceed $56,000.
I have a motion by member Pachowski, a second by member Desart. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? The motion carries. Member
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Pachowski.
Move to approve DTP 0185-22, recommendation for approval contract purchase order to Parsons Transportation Group, Inc. for Central Signal System Network Support Services for a contract not to exceed $100,000.
I have a motion by member Pachowski, a second by member Zay. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? The motion carries. Member Pachowski.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Move to approve DTP 0186-22, recommendation of approval contract with Trans Systems Corporation for construction engineering services for the Central Signal System expansion contract not to exceed $70,000, county to reimburse 80%, $560,000.
I have a motion by member Pachowski, a second by member Desart. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? The motion carries. Member Pachowski.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Move to approve DTP 0187-22, recommendation for approval contract to FGM Architects, Inc. for professional architectural engineering services for the replacement of the Department of Transportation Maintenance Building for contract not to exceed $1,664,622.
I have a motion by member Pachowski, a second by member Garcia. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? The motion carries. Member Pachowski.
And lastly, Madam Chair, move to approve DTP 0191-22, recommendation for the approval of contract to AT&T Corp. to provide telecommunication services as needed to the Division of Transportation for a contract not to exceed $40,000.
I have a motion by member Pachowski, a second by member Garcia. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Thank you, member
Thank
Pachowski.
you, Madam Chair.
We move on to finance resolutions. Member Krajewski.
Madam Chair, I move on FIR 0226-22, resolution for additional appropriation to the Stop School Violence Program fiscal year 19 grant, amount of $62,525.
Okay, I have a motion by member member Krajewski, a second by member Garcia. Member Ozak, go ahead, please.
Madam Chair, Mr. Hart had left the room and has returned, so I believe we need a roll call for this vote.
We're doing all in favor, so
So we don't need a
No,
roll call.
we're
Okay.
doing, yeah,
All right, thank you.
yes. Okay, any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Member Krajewski.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move on FIR 0227 22, resolution acceptance appropriation of the coroner certificate fee grant for fiscal year 2022, amount of $5,130.
I have a motion by member Krajewski, a second by member Garcia. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Member Krajewski.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move on FIR 0228 22, resolution for additional appropriation for the county infrastructure fund for accommodating additional costs related to the mobile command post, total $20,580.
Have a motion by member Krajewski, a second by member Desart. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Member Krajewski.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move on FIR 0229 22, resolution for additional appropriation for the conservation and recreation fund, $53,788.
I have a motion by member Krajewski, a second by member Garcia. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Member Krajewski.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move on FIR 0231 22, resolution for bank depositories.
I have a motion by member Krajewski, a second by member Zay. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Member Krajewski.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move on FIR 0232 22, resolution for our 2023 holiday schedule.
Have a motion by member Krajewski, a second by member Garcia. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Member Krajewski.
Thank you, Madam Chair. For item G here, I'm going to move to discharge the ad hoc committee on collective bargaining.
Is there a second on that? I have a motion by member Krajewski, a second by member Desart to discharge the ad hoc committee. Any discussion? All in favor? Oh, this is just on the discharging committee. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Member Krajewski.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Now I move on FIR 0236 22, resolution for authorization of a memorandum of understanding with AFSCME, which is an ARPA item.
I have a motion by member Krajewski, a second by member Garcia, and discussion. Member Renahan.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm glad that we're able to step up and do the hazard pay and continue that for the people at the care center that worked so hard during the COVID times. And so, you know, it expires at the end of the year, so that might have to be addressed later on, but I'm happy this happened.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Member Krajewski.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move on FIR 0237 22, resolution for additional appropriation for the county infrastructure fund, $66,548.
I have a motion by member Krajewski and a second by member Desart. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Member Krajewski.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move on FIR 0244 22, resolution for additional appropriation for the ARPA fund to conduct a disparity study analysis, $209,000. Again, ARPA item.
I have a motion by member Krajewski, a second by member Chavez. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Member Krajewski.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move on FIR 0241 22, resolution for additional appropriation for the ARPA fund for the local American Rescue Plan Act program for park districts, $1,874,485. ARPA item.
I have a motion by member Krajewski, a second by member Desart. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Member Krajewski.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move on FIR 0240 22, resolution, which is additional appropriation for the ARPA fund for the fire protection districts, $3,123,916 ARPA item.
I have a motion by member Krajewski, a second by member Desart. Any discussion? Member Pachowski.
I just want to clarify, this is all fire districts. They do not include paper districts in any of this money, correct?
That is, I'm getting the head nod that is correct.
All right,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay, any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Member Krajewski.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move on FIR 0243 22, resolution for additional appropriation for the ARPA fund, the FMC natatorium, $150,000 ARPA item.
I have a motion by member Krajewski, a second by member Chavez. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Member Krajewski.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move on FIR 0246 22, resolution approving an intergovernmental agreement with the DuPage County Park Districts for the use of ARPA funds, $1,874,485.
Have a motion by member Krajewski, a second by member Desart. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? The motion carries. Member Krajewski.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move on FIR 0239 22, resolution approving the intergovernmental agreement with the DuPage County Fire Protection Districts for the use of the ARPA funds, $3,123,916.
I have a motion by member Krajewski, a second by member Garcia. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Member Krajewski.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And last, I move on FIR 0245 22, resolution approving the use of ARPA funds for the FMC natatorium in an amount of $150,000.
I have a motion by member Krajewski, a second by member Chavez. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Thank you. We move on to informational items. Member Krajewski.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move to receive and place on file informational items, A, payment of claims, B, appointments, C, grant proposal notifications.
I have a motion by member Krajewski and a second by member Tori to receive and place on file items A, B, and C under informational. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we move on to old business. Do we have any old business this morning? Okay, seeing none, move on to new business. Do we have any new business this morning? Okay, seeing none, I will, can I have a motion to adjourn? Motion by member Garcia, second